Stephanie Mielke here, aka Keto Mom, or often called mom, sis, Steffi, daughter, wife, aunt, and friend. Just like many of you, I carry a lot of titles. My favorite title is mom. I should probably say wife, which takes a lot of my time. But let's be honest, if you want to do something and do it well, you will make the time for it. Commitment is hard because we find ourselves overcommitted, but when you practice prioritizing, you will find out what is actually important and what you can let go. With the Keto Mom podcast, you will learn together how to manage our time, commit to the most important things in life, and I will equip you with the tools you need to feel qualified each step of the way. My name is Stephanie Mielke, and welcome to the Keto Mom Secrets podcast. Hello. Welcome to the Keto Mom page. My name is Stephanie, and I have a thought for you this afternoon as you're tuning in. So I'm sitting in my car. The girls are running into they're running into CrossFit. We have had a wonderfully busy, productive day. I was joking in my stories earlier and I said I've gotten about 2 out of the 20 must-do things today. So I sat at the table and I was like, I feel so unproductive and yet I feel productive, but not with the things I wanted to do, but I did some great things. So how is your afternoon going? I sat on a Zoom today. And I have a thought for you that I thought, I'm going to share this with you. Oftentimes, and earlier this morning, I shared how most people know what to do. Like there's 2 things that usually stress people out. It's money and their health. It's finances and they don't feel good. It's debt and just the lack of self-control around food, right? Looking a certain way. And I said this morning in the live that I do in the mornings, I said, you probably know what to do. It just really comes down to discipline. It comes down to action and patience. So I was sitting on a Zoom today and we were learning about having a world view on different topics, like a world view on lots of different things. I'm not going to go really into a lot of it, but I thought to myself, do we have a worldview on fat loss? Like if you were to take a step back and I was coaching you or somebody was coaching you, do you only look at, oftentimes people are looking for the right diet. What is the right diet, right? If I could just figure that out, or what is the secret, or somebody's doing something I don't know, and as soon as I find that out, I will lose the weight. As soon as I find out the diet that somebody, my friend or my sister or my mom or the girl on social media is doing, I will know what to do. And if you take a step back and you have a world view of all of this, guess what? In every area of the world, there are different foods. There are different macros, if you were to say. There are different things that are available to different people. So if you take away a diet per se, and you take away all of that concept, and I were to give you a couple basic steps of how to lose weight, and if I were to give you a world view of it, I'm going to tell you things that you hopefully already know, and B, the things that you already have. First of all, it's just the awareness of I can do this. I need you to understand that whoever it is, it doesn't matter who you are, all across the world, it is going to take time, discipline, and patience. That is a worldview. It can work for everybody. It takes time. It takes a lot of discipline. And it takes patience. It doesn't matter who you are. For everybody. Whether you're in America or Australia or China or Europe or Uganda. It doesn't matter, right? So then I say, okay, if I were to give everybody a couple steps to help you lose weight, to help you with your fat loss journey, to help you get healthy and strong. I asked people to share with me this morning. I said, what are some things that you feel like if you just knew how to do this, you'd have success? If you had the answer to these questions, and basically it boiled down to people said they don't feel motivated, and they need help with consistency. Those 2 things. And I'll tell you, guess what? All across the world, wherever you're at, no matter where you're at, you can work on your mindset. What I've realized over the last couple of years is I can give you as many recipes as you want, but what it boils down to is, do you believe that you can? Are you willing to put in the work? Are you a positive or a negative person? Do you get up in the morning? And I would actually challenge you to do this. I would say if I gave you one action step today, I would really have you look at all of the different things that you do in the day. And I want you to put them in two different categories. Excuse me. I want you to put them in a category of does it give you life? Does it like deposit think of like your life as a piggy bank. Are you putting in like things that you're excited about, like a quarter? Think about it like this. Every time I do something throughout the day that gives me energy, that gives me fuel, that makes me excited, that makes me look at life with a I can do, or I must do, or I'm excited to do mentality, you put a quarter in. Everything that you do that's negative, causes you to go down a spiral of crabby, angry, frustrated, you take a quarter out. So what if you divided your day into two different columns and you were to look at everything that you did? And it would be like, in the morning I turn on the news. Are you putting a quarter in to your piggy bank, or are you taking it out? Most people would probably say, that takes a quarter out of my piggy bank. That falls in the column of a life sucker, it's a negative viewpoint. It does not bring me joy, right? Or if you were to say, I put a quarter in my piggy bank this morning because I read something that was insightful, I had a great book, I listened to a podcast, or I listened to some worship music, right? I'm going to put a quarter into my piggy bank. That brings me joy. And what if you picked all of the different things throughout the day? The places that you went, the people that you surrounded yourself with. Who's back there? Emery, I totally thought you Emery, I thought you like got out of the car. That's so funny. I was like, a head is moving in the back of my van. So I was thinking today, listen, there's no there's no secret to fat loss. And if somebody makes you feel like there is, you need to look at it. What are some things that people are doing all over the world that anybody can do? Mindset is important, right? A majority of people have access to the internet, podcasts, YouTube, filling their bank with quarters of something that brings them joy and helps them go throughout their day thinking I'm excited, I'm thankful, I'm joyful. There's also plenty of things to tune into that can suck the life out of you. And the reason I say that is because I believe that mindset is your number one thing to help you with your health journey. Whether you believe it or not, I feel like it's my truth that I believe that if people work on their mindset, it will help set them apart. It will help level you up. It'll help bring you an awareness of, oh my goodness, I have been defeating my own self. I have been setting my own limiting beliefs. I have been talking so negatively towards myself. I am the reason I'm not hitting my goals. And then there's simple things like drink water and less pop, right? A majority of the world has access to water. I'm not going to go down the route of like places that are poverty. I totally understand that. I'm helping the majority, probably the people that are watching me online. What are you drinking? If we get very down to the nitty gritty, what are you drinking? What's in your shaker bottle? Is it full of sugar? Is it going to help you? Is it going to suck the life out of you? Is it going to bring your body joy? What are you eating? Right? We don't have to talk about keto foods. If all I said was eat less sugar and less processed junk and work on eating more proteins and veggies and salads, whether it comes from your own garden or your grocery store or the farmer's market, if you just choose better options, all of you can do that. A majority of you. I'm not going to use absolutes. We learned that in our Zoom today. If I were to say, eat when you're hungry, not when you're bored. Eat when you're hungry, not because you're emotional. I feel like I could probably use that as an absolute, meaning that really should help a majority of people, a worldview, right? If I were to say, hey, sleep and stress are important, a worldview that goes across the world, sleep is important for everybody. Stress plays a huge factor in your fat loss. How do we fix that? What's going in your piggy bank? What's stressing you out? If you looked at your life and you put all of the actions and the activities and the things you watched and the people you were around and the places you chose to go to, are they bringing you joy or not? Can you get rid of them? Can you replace them? Can you get around different people? Can you eliminate some things in your life? Because stress makes your body hold on to fat. Did you know that? It actually makes you very unhealthy. It affects your body. And that goes back to the very first thing I was talking about. Your mindset is important. And so I would really encourage you today, look at everything that you do. Are you giving yourself a quarter? Is it taking you out? Is it bringing you joy? Is it stressing you out? It's so important. And if all I did was hey, you can lose weight, you can lose fat. It's going to take time, discipline, and patience. And it comes down to what's in your shaker bottle, what foods are you eating, are you moving your body? You do not need a fancy gym membership. You can go for a walk. You can go for a run. You can do body movement workouts. You can go to YouTube and type in, there's tons of free workouts that you can do, all with your body weight. There is no shortage of education to help you get on track. And for those who are like, listen, I'm not inspired, I'm not motivated, or I'm not consistent, those things come with what you're reading, what you're watching. If you're not inspired or motivated, who are you watching? Who are you following? Who's causing you to feel that way? How can we eliminate them? What? Do you want to share something? Yes, you do.
No.
Oh, yep. Okay.
No.
What you were saying something. You can say it.
I was saying it's not motivation because you're really not going to be motivated. It's all about discipline, which is the hardest thing.
Right.
It's true.
Yes.
Okay.
Why are you so embarrassed? Discipline. Emery, do you want to share anything?
No.
It does take discipline. But you want to know what? A book that I think is one of the most powerful books I've ever read, is called The Power to Change. And it talks about the who before the do. Who do you want to become? Who do you see yourself becoming? If you already put yourself in that spot where you're like, I see myself 50 pounds lighter, or I see myself healthier, stronger, wiser, financially free, better marriage. Like if you see yourself as that person right now, you're going to commit to the process, see yourself as that person so that today, when you have to make a choice of what I'm going to eat, am I going to skip the gym? Am I going to take my spouse on a date? Am I going to yell at my kids? Like you go, who before the do? All right, if I'm acting as though I am that person that's already lost 50 pounds, like if you put that into your mind today and you go, okay, I'm about to eat dinner. And I already know I'm going to lose 50 pounds. What would the 50 pound less of me, what would I do in my future self that's 50 pounds less? What would be the choice I make today? What would be my dinner? Would I go through the McDonald's? Or would I run to the grocery store? I asked the girls, because Steve and I are going on a date tonight with some friends. And I asked the girls, hey, what do you want for dinner? I have to go to the grocery store. They were like, we'd love a big salad with a rotisserie chicken. Awesome. We'll run and grab it. What would your the healthy version of you choose for dinner today? And then in the morning, when you wake up, you can go, what would the healthy version of me choose? Would I listen to the news or would I listen to a good podcast? Would I drink water or grab something super sugary that's going to make me not feel good? And you constantly run that in your mind, and then it's going to help you make better choices. If you want better finances and you're like, the out of debt me today is going to choose to not go to Target or shut off some of my auto ships. The out of debt me today, when I go to the store, is going to stick to my list instead of buying all of the things on the shelf. And you put that into perspective and you go, all right, the who before the do. If I know who I want to become, if I know who I'm going to become, then that's going to help me make better choices today. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So I know some of you are chatting. I actually can't read the comments because my phone is overheating. But I wanted to hop on here and tell you, wherever you're at in the world, regardless of the food choices that you have, it boils down to a couple things. Time, discipline, patience, and simple things like drinking water, less pop, making better food choices, moving your body. Your mindset is so important. You can always send me a message, reach out, ask questions if you need specific recipes. Go to ketomomsecrets.com. If you need understanding of how net carbs and total carbs, and you want to track your food and you want to understand how keto works, send me a message or ask a question below. If you need help with workouts, YouTube is free. Go for a walk, join a local gym. I would encourage you to join a gym and get to know people locally. They will inspire you. If you need help with anything, guess what? You have your finger, your hands, You've got so much information at your fingertips. Follow a couple people, learn from them, get a mentor, and actually do what they've done, because there are people that have gone before you. So you don't have to hit rock bottom. You don't have to make all of the mistakes. You get to learn and level up quicker because they've already made those mistakes. So thank you for tuning in. Your presence matters. If you are drinking ketones, or if you're not, we have a free event tonight. It's called Keto Academy. I will be on. Other people will be on later this evening. And it's going to be doctors and scientists talking about the keto diet, talking about the power of ketones in the brain, talking about intermittent fasting, lots of different stuff. It's free. If you want to know more about that, post Keto Academy. You can just post KK, 2 Ks, below, and I'll send you the link. It starts at 6 Eastern. So post KK below. I will get you the information. All you have to do is register. You get to hop on and listen to the free information about food, intermittent fasting, anything they talk about, science. It's very insightful, and ketones. And otherwise, reach out. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm always here to answer questions, and we'll talk to you very soon. Bye, everybody.